Aloha, beautiful people. Great to have you here again. Happy New Week. Another beautiful week of amazing trading set for us with great opportunities to be had. Welcome to this new week, 14th to 18th of July 2025. It's me, Atomashi Daniel, Vestrados Global Market Analyst yet again. Whichever part of the world you're joining us from, Mambo, Karibu, Salbona, Cabo, welcome. All right. As always, we're going to be starting with our fundamental analysis. And some of the pairs we're looking at this week include Euro USD, GBP USD, USD CHF, and Bitcoin. So today, Monday, we have a somewhat technicals day with no significant or high impact data expected. Um, on Tuesday, however, we expect the CPI, US consumer price inflation, of course, higher than expected this period. Is not good for the US dollar, especially considering the Fed's target of lower inflation and um, maximum employment. So it's not good for the US. If you consider US President Donald Trump's tariffs enacted earlier in the year, we could see perhaps higher inflation figures coming um, this period. Now, higher than normal, or higher than previous or expected is bad for the dollar. Lower ones, of course, speaks to the strength of the US economy and hence the US dollar. Wednesday, we expect the UK CPI data, right? And the US Producer Price Index. Now, the Producer Price Index data is the inflation data recorded from the producer end of things. Of course, higher than expected, more than previous or expected is bad for the US dollar. The lower ones, lower data, and in line with expectations is good for the US dollar. All right. And on Thursday, we expect the US retail sales data. More than expected is good. More than previous is also good. Lower is not good for the US dollar. And the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, a sentimental survey, higher than expected, also very good for the US dollar. And then to round it up for the week, we expect the US prelim UOM consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. Of course, those are medium impact data, but we could see it could have some impact in the market. That's the thing about medium impact. Most times it's usually insignificant. Sometimes it could move the market significantly enough. And then finally, of course, we know that whatever tariff or escalations we have during the course of the week or any global uncertainty or crisis would increase the volume of transactions pertaining to Bitcoin, with investors looking for safer assets to trade and more profitable assets, safer and more profitable assets to trade. So that's that. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And remember, if you have to trade the news, use to low to moderate lot sizes. Okay, be conservative. All right, let's go straight into the charts and see what the charts have got in store for us. So we're going to be starting with the Euro USD. The Euro USD. We see that price is currently at a significant swing high of March, uh, right there, August 2015. Okay, and it's trying to break strongly above it. So the trend right now is looking strongly bullish for the Euro USD. Okay, for the month, right? Um, However, if you come to lower time frames, it looks as though it's preparing to attack lower levels, with price presenting with negative divergence on the 4-hour chart right now. As you can see that right there, negative divergence. Okay, RSI negative divergence. And in the same 4-hour chart, we see it move very nicely along an ascending channel. You see the green channel there, the ascending channel. Okay, but it's also moving very nicely along a descending channel. So we have a descending channel within an ascending channel. The red lines correspond to the descending channel, okay, and the green lines to the ascending channel. So we have a descending channel within an ascending channel. All right, perfect reference point for me on this pair. Meaning it's possible price is perhaps trying to break away from the ascending channel using the descending channel. Therefore, my key support area is placed at 1.1663. If it goes below that, then my next target level will be 1.1641 on the sell. If it goes below that, perhaps 1.1614, and below that, perhaps 1.1600 psychological level. Okay. And if it happens to go below that, my next target level will be perhaps 1.1579 on the Euro USD. But if price becomes adventurous enough to go above 1.1706, key resistance right there, then my next target level will be 1.1731. Above that 1.1749 and above that 1.1766 on target, perhaps above that 1.1784. So my outlook on this guy, yes, it's looking bullish. Um, but right now, because of the short-term bearish outlook, I favor short-term bearish positions. So if you're selling, get in, get out quickly. Don't waste too much time. And if I'm buying, I want to see a break above 1.1706 and a break of the descending channel above it in targeting higher levels. So the channel has presented a range trading back to back on a buy or on a sell. Okay, so I'm not particularly um, leaning to one side. However, right now, because of negative divergence, I favor short-term bearish positions more. All right. I also favor short-term bullish positions, but also with respect to the channel on this pair. Now, next is the GBP USD. So we know that GBP USD right now is currently at the resistance border of a channel on the weekly chart. The channel is the green lines right there. The upper border and the lower border is at the resistance border. That's the upper border right there, right now. Okay, and it's looking like it's formed an evening star, and it's looking like it wants to attack lower levels, right? So for me, my key support level has been placed at 1.3442, which corresponds to this significant swing high right here, and this same guy right here. Okay. And my key resistance level is placed at 1.3600 psychological level, as you can see right there. Again, let's show you the GBP USD weekly chart. We see that is at the resistance border of the channel right there. You can't miss that. Okay, right there. Let's highlight that. There you go. So at the resistance border there, the upper border. Okay. Um, Moment, please. Yes. So key resistance is placed at 1.3600 psychological level. Okay, the blue line right there, as you can see. Now, if I'm more specific, if I want to be more specific on this pair, okay, then I see that there's some sort of negative divergence playing out on the daily chart, indicating that perhaps price is about to touch lower levels. Okay, but also something similar to an Elliott wave. So it presents an opportunity to recover a B wave right around 3630. Okay, hence, if we look very clearly, we see that it's also moving very nicely along an ascending channel on the daily chart. This can be seen right there. We see our key resistance level at 3600 and support level at 3442. Okay. It's currently at the support border, indicating that we could see a brief run up. Okay, just in completion of the Elliott wave right there, or perhaps maybe a major fall um, from that particular level. Now, on the 1 hour chart, to be more specific, we see it move very nicely along a falling wedge, confirming the suspicion that perhaps a brief bullish run is possible on this guy. So if I see a break above 1.3500 psychological level and the falling wedge on the 1 hour chart, I'll target 1.3524. Above that 1.3540 and above that 1.3561 GBP USD. Now, on the support end of things, if price breaks below 1.3442, then our target 1.3417. Below that, perhaps 1.3400 psychological level. And below that, 1.3381. And finally, below that, 1.3369. My outlook on this guy, It looks like it's preparing to break below the ascending channel, the negative divergence. So I favor short-term bearish moves on this pair. The outlook is still strongly bullish, but because of the channel and the current bearish outlook and negative divergence, I favor short-term bearish positions. And if I see a break of the key support level here, I'm majorly bearish. Okay. So right now, I'm neutral on the clear direction of this pair, unless a break of key support or resistance level occurs. Now, in the short term, if the falling wedge is broken, okay, I favor short-term bullish positions. Okay, if it breaks above 3500, then I favor short-term bullish positions to levels discussed. If you want to be conservative on the bullish end, perhaps you want to target this high right here, 3515, instead of 3524. So this is my take on the GBP USD. Next is the USD CHF, the Swiss. Now, on the monthly chart, we see that price is currently at a level not seen since September 2011. On the 4-hour chart, we see some sort of positive divergence indicating that we should expect um, uh, a reversal or a brief pullback, okay, on the bullish end. So expect price to reverse to the upside, RSI positive divergence, okay. But on the 1-hour chart, we see it move very nicely along an ascending trend line right there, the green line, okay, creating reference points for breakout. Now, if price breaks below the green line, the trend line, and 0.7952, we should expect a sell. Our favor sell positions to 7936. If it goes below that, consider 7920. And if it goes below that, 7904. And perhaps below that, 7881, which is my key support level. And if it goes further below 7881, then I'll be looking at level 7860. And below that, perhaps 7840. Is at a level not seen since September 2011. So you don't want to stay in the trades, sell trades for too long. It could reverse at any point in time. Now, my key resistance formed by several highs here. One, two, three, four. Okay. If price breaks above 7986 on bullish run, I target 0.800 psychological level. And if it goes above that, 0.8017, above that, 8013. And if it goes above that, perhaps 0.8056 right there. We see the 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern. And if you look very closely, you see another 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern back to back, okay, happening, indicating higher lows. The bullish momentum is picking up, perhaps a bullish change of character. But then again, deviations could happen, and the deviation for me, if a break below the trend line, the green trend line happens right there, then I could target these levels before 7881 as possible deviation levels before a rise. So be on the lookout for that on this pair. My take, I favor bullish positions, but at a break above key resistance level 7986 and the 200-day moving average, the red line right there, corresponding to the psychological level 8000. Okay. Now, I'm also open to short-term bearish positions at a break below the trend line. Okay, for brief deviations in price. So let's be on the lookout for that. Now, the last but not the least, we're looking at Bitcoin. This guy has broken above the $120,000 mark on Vestrados platform. Okay, it's above the $120,000 mark right now, and it is touched around the 123,000. So because we're in new territory, I don't like to target new levels that are too far above or beyond where price currently is. So if it breaks past above 123264 on Vestrados platform, I'll target 124074. And if it goes above that, 125000. Going $1,000 at a time. Okay. On resistance in bullish runs. But if it happens to come back below the $120,000 mark, okay, and breaks past this significant swing high right here, that's the $118,000 mark, then I watch it for perhaps a fall to the $116,000 mark. And if that happens below 116,949 or $117,000, right, then my next target level will be a recovery of the fair value gap right here to 115,400.6 on Verstratus platform, and below that 114,477 on a sell. And if it goes below that, we could see price touch upon the next significant swing high around 110,000 in Bitcoin. So on this guy, of course, I'm bullish. He's broken past significant swing highs right here. So I favor bullish positions. However, if I see a break of key support level back below the $118,000 mark, then I'll consider short-term bearish positions in between. Now, this is the take for the weekly outlook. Ladies and gentlemen, it was great to have you. I wish you a beautiful and profitable trading week. See you again next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.